Good afternoon and Jai Hind to my dear students. This is me Oishi ma'am and I'm back with my LS classes. Now children, in this class, as last day I explained the first chapter of the book, RFP book, The Snow Queen. So today I will explain the second chapter. Those who have missed the first chapter or those who have missed the last class video, I will just explain in a nutshell. Nutshell means a short form. So this is the RFP book, The Snow Queen, and the first chapter is about a little boy and a little girl. So it is the scene is taking place in a crowded city, and it's the story is about a little boy and a little girl. So the little girl is Gerda and the little boy is Kay. These two children are neighbors, and they used to live in the poorer parts of the city. So it was a winter evening, and Gerda's grandmother was telling them a story. And suddenly, what happened? This boy, that is Kay, he rubbed his eyes, but still there was a pain in his eyes, and he complained of a pain to Gerda and grandmother. And Gerda also wanted to see what happened. And a few minutes later, Kay said that no, it's fine now, it's not a problem. But after that, his behavior suddenly changed. That means something must have happened, and everything good appeared to him very bad, very ugly, very unpleasant. And he made fun of grandmother's stories. And when grandmother said, look, there is a form of queen, a shadow which looks like a queen is standing outside the door, and he laughed at grandmother's story and said, ha ha ha, what are you saying, grandma? You are talking of silly things, there is nothing like that. And when grandmother did not like that, even Gerda did not like that rude behavior that Kay showed grandmother. So he said that I will be going out to the streets to play with the big boys. So he went out and he took his sledge, and then when he was about to look here and there, he saw a big sledge pass in front of him, and there a lady was sitting, and she was dressed in a gown, and it was the Snow Queen. It was the Snow Queen, and he wished that he could also go along with this Snow Queen. And suddenly he realized that his sledge is already being carried forward with the sledge of the Snow Queen. So we ended the story over here in the first chapter. So today we will start with the second chapter, that is on page number 5. Children, if you haven't got the book, or you did not yet, if you have not bought this book, I will send you the PDF files of this book. Okay, so do not worry about it. So with this we come to page number 5, chapter 2, the Troll's Mirror. What is a troll? Troll is a evil giant, just like this. Okay, it is a evil giant. Giant means a big monster. Fine. So let's read. What had suddenly happened that had changed Kay? So remember last class I discussed that Kay had suddenly changed his behavior. So now the question was, what happened to him? When Gerda had shown him a pretty flower, remember? Gerda had shown Kay a pretty flower, and he pointed out rudely that it had worm in it. Now he said, instead of telling him that this is a beautiful flower, he said, I don't like it, has worm in it. Worm means kira, an insect. Okay, so he did not look at the good things of the flower. Suppose it's supposed to be a beautiful flower, or the flower is of it's smelling very nice. These are nice things about the flower. So he did not point out the nice things. He said, how ugly, how bad, it has a worm in it. He had not seen its beauty at all. Nobody knew that a splinter of glass, tiny as dust, had gone into K's eyes and caused this mischief. Now what happened? Now remember, K was complaining about a eye pain or something got into his eyes. The real reason was this. What is the reason? That a splinter of glass. What is splinter? If you can see at the bottom of the page over here, it's written splinter is a very small thin piece of mirror. So this is the mirror. We can see our face over here like this. This is a mirror, and the mirror broke into pieces. So one small piece of the mirror has entered into whose eyes? K's eyes. Okay, and caused this mischief. What is the meaning of the word mischief? Mischief is naughtiness. It was a splinter from the magic mirror. Now, this mirror is the magic mirror. What is the magic mirror? Magic mirror is not for good. It is a evil magic mirror. That means it is not a good mirror at all, which had been invented by the wicked troll. Now, who is a troll? I told you, troll is a big giant monster, and this monster invented this magic mirror. And what will happen in the magic mirror? If you look yourself into this mirror, it will appear all ugly, unpleasant. No good things can be seen through this mirror. So, the troll loved to make trouble and mischief. He was the pupil of the devil. What is the meaning of the word pupil? Pupil means student. So evil means bad. Okay, not good. So evil's student was this troll. And this troll invented this magic mirror. And for some reason it broke into pieces. And that piece entered into K's eyes. The devil thought that the mirror was a very clever invention. So this devil thought that this mirror was a very clever invention. Okay. But it showed things that were not there. So what did it show? It showed things which were not real, which were not there, which did not exist, but in a strange evil way. So it showed things not as they were, but in a strange and evil way. So it did not appear the same. Suppose you go and look yourself in the mirror at your home. So you will see as if however you look in real life, you will see yourself in the same way in the mirror. But this was a magic mirror. It will not show as it is. It will show the ugly way, the bad way. So if you're good and you are smiling, and in this mirror, if you look at yourself, your smile will be like this. Not like this. Okay. So, now can you see this boy? How he is looking sad? So, if in real life he may look happy, but this is his reflection in the mirror. So, the mirror is showing him to be a ugly, to be a very sad boy. Can you see his expression, children? Yes. So, this is the magic mirror, the bad mirror, and when the boy saw himself in the mirror, his image appeared like this, sad. Okay, so this is the magic mirror, the bad magic mirror. Everything good and beautiful appeared tiny and small and almost vanished from the view. Everything evil and ugly appeared larger, and it was really the uglier and more horrible and more unpleasant. So how was the mirror? The good things appeared tiny, small, little, and the bad things appeared big, larger, unpleasant, and horrible. With this, we come to the end of page number 5, and we are going to page number 6 is the troll, the picture of troll with the magic mirror. Okay, so this is page number 6, and now we are coming to page number 7. The troll and his master were delighted with the horrible mirror. So troll was very happy with his invention of this magic mirror. They carried it all over the world so that everything and everybody could be seen in it and made to look ugly. They laughed and laughed at all the things they saw in it. But one day, the mirror slipped from their hands and it fell and broke into millions of pieces, small and light as dust. So one day what happened? That mirror, this mirror slipped out from their hands and it broke down. And when it broke down, what happened? Have you seen the mirror break? It gets shattered into small pieces, as tiny, as little as speck of dirt or dust. And then the tiny pieces of glass from the mirror made even more mischief than before. Even if a tiny piece went into somebody's eyes, that eye made everything and everybody appear distorted and ugly. Now, what is the meaning of the word distorted? Distorted. Distorted means out of shape. So, it will not appear normal in shape. The shape will look different. So, if that speck of dust or the speck of that mirror, the pieces of mirror will get into the eyes, that eyes will not be able to see a normal thing. It will see things in a very distorted, out of the shape. Even if a tiny piece went into somebody's eyes, that eye made everything and everybody appear distorted and ugly. And if a bit of it went into the heart, then it was even worse, for the heart would not be able to feel the love. So with heart, suppose we love one person, we care for one person, so we feel from our heart. So that if the tiny piece of mirror will enter our heart or somebody else's heart, that heart will stop feeling. No feeling of care, no feeling of love, nothing. It will be void. It will be empty of any good emotions. It will be replaced by jealousy. It will be replaced by rudeness. It will be replaced by cheating, everything ugly, evil. The person might have a clever brain, but there would be no love in the heart. And what is the use of the clever brain if there is no love in the heart? So, what will you use the brain, your clever brain, for when you cannot love a person from your heart? As Kay sat there listening to grandmother, a tiny splinter of glass from the troll's mirror, this was troll's mirror, had gone into his eyes and another into his heart. That was why he had become proud and boastful. What is the meaning of boastful? Boastful means to speak good about yourself. Okay? That means very proud, very arrogant. That was why he scoffed and sneered. Scoffed means speak scornfully. That means you cannot speak in a very pleasing way. Okay, it has to be a crooked way. It's not a normal or a good way or a polite way to talk. He had begun. With this, we come to the next page, that is page number 8. He had begun to have clever mind, but love had gone out of his heart. Whose heart? Kay's heart. Kay tossed his head and ran out into the street. He watched the big boys. They were tying their sledges to the wagons of the farmers and getting free rides. So what was Kay doing? Kay saw that the big boys were tying their tying their sledges to the wagons of the farmers who were passing by, so that they can get a free ride along with the farmers. Their sledge will be tied to the wedges of the sledges of the farmers, and when the farmers will go, their sledge will also be pulled by the farmer. Suddenly, a big white sledge came speeding down the streets. Its rider was dressed in all white, and it was drawn by horses. Which animal, children? Horses. Kay wished that he could tie his sledge to it. Hardly had he thought into his mind when he found his sledge actually attached to the big one with the rope and speeding after it. So what happened? When Kay thought, I wish my sledge was attached to that big sledge. So as fast as he could think about it, he realized that he is already moving. His sledge was actually attached to that big sledge. Faster and faster it went. Kay felt excited, but not for long. Soon he began to feel scared because it was taking a huge speed, a lot of speed. It was running faster and he was feeling scared. He was afraid. And he began to feel scared, but the rider turned around and nodded so kindly at him that his fear was vanished. So what happened? Who was riding the sledge? He turned at the back because Kay had tied his sledge at the back of that cart. So the rider turned back like this and then looked at Kay, and then Kay's fear was vanished. But it returned, and now he saw how his sledge was moving by itself without a rope. When the rider turned back and saw Kay, he was all right, that I am not afraid. But then again, that fear crept back. Why? Because he turned and looked at his companion. Who was her companion? Companion means friend. That means who was with him. She was tall, strange, beautiful woman, pale and white with cold grey eyes that made Kay shiver. Shiver means kampna, to shake. Because when you're very afraid, have you ever felt that when the results are coming out, so you feel shaky when something about important, or you are tensed about something and that is supposed to happen, you feel afraid, you feel shaken. That feeling is shiver. You look cold, she murmured. Who is she? She is this lady. Murmured to Kay, come to me. And Kay went over to her. So Kay went to this lady. She wrapped him in her white fur coat. Wrapped him means to cover like this. Okay? To cover like this. So she covered Kay like this and kissed him again and again. And with each kiss, she gave him, Kay forgot his past. So the Snow Queen started wrapping him up in his white fur coat, and with each kiss, Kay forgot Gerda, forgot his friend Gerda, his home, and the window boxes with their roses, grandmother, and even Gerda. Spellbound. Spellbound means not able to speak. You are spellbound. When you are too shocked, you cannot speak. You cannot answer anything. You just keep quiet. So spellbound is that feeling. He sat by the woman. He had become like a thing of ice, and he was thinking how beautiful she is. So now Kay was thinking how beautiful is this woman. Okay, this queen is so beautiful, and he kept there looking at her. He could not speak anything. They sped on under the moon over the oceans and mountains. The earth was covered with ice and snow, and there was silence everywhere. So there was silence. Nobody was speaking, nobody was chatting, there was no one talking, and it was quiet place. Soon Kay fell asleep and the sledge sped on. So now Kay was thinking all these things, what a beautiful woman, and then he was not able to speak. He was quietly, he was in that sleeping mode, and he felt asleep, and the sledge went on, and this beautiful lady and this K who was sitting together in that sledge also sped and went on. So with this we come to end of page number 9 as well as the end of chapter 2 of the book Snow Queen. I hope children you enjoyed today as I enjoyed narrating it to you. So this is all in today's class, and bye bye from K and Gerda as well as Oishi ma'am. Thank you and Jai Hind.